exceptional, excellent, extravagant, accepted, or exit. These haters nervous. Street knowledge got the x-ray on the surface. Good gas, Exxon. Take your shoes off and cut that X on. It's exciting, the best thing since Netflix. If you wanna know what next, tune in to Generation X. I know my haters upset. We forever at your neck. Generation X. X. We forever at your neck. Generation X. X. We forever at your neck. Generation X. Yeah. Generation X. At your fucking neck. We at your neck. We at your neck. Generation X, we at your neck. We at your neck. Generation X, we at your neck. We at your neck. Generation X, we at your neck.
Salute, welcome to GX News. I am your host, Street Knowledge, Tony Black. New York rapper Casanova is among 18 people who have been indicted over alleged gang-related crimes, including racketeering, murder, drugs, firearms, and fraud offenses. Acting U.S. Attorney and law enforcement officials issued a statement on Tuesday saying untouchable guerrilla Stone Nation gang members committed terrible acts of violence, trafficked in narcotics, and even engaged in fraud by exploiting benefit programs meant to provide assistance in response to COVID-19 pandemic. Wow. The statement says 17 to 18 named in the indictment were in custody. Cass is the only one that's not in custody yet, and more than likely they're trying to act like he on the run, but he probably trying to get things figured out with his attorney. That's most of the time how it works with people who have money and celebrities and shit like that. But the FBI New York office then tweeted a picture of Casanova, whose legal name is Caswell Sr., saying he was still being sought after. Now, this is my thing, right? And what I'm about to say is my personal opinion, right? See, his name being mentioned and being involved in those scenarios with the little guy 6ix9ine, and his name even being brought up in that trial, as we know, a lot of shit is linked. And just like we know that the Hip Hop Task Force still exists in New York, it's a branch in New York, it's also a branch in LA, and now it's a branch down south, because Atlanta has become a hub for a lot of hip-hop artists. Don't be fooled, they still around. Like, and I don't know why these guys think they can come in and have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Now, Cass, this is to you. If you ever run across this audio, you found the way out. Now, you might have not been making money, because ain't that much money in the music industry anymore, but you was doing well enough and better than a lot of other people. Should have maintained that. Now, I know that temptation of believing you got one last run in you. Every former hustler believed that shit. Everybody think they got one last run, and with all the knowledge I got now, I know I can do it better than I did before, and half of these motherfuckers that's out on the street. But the game is different. It's not the same. Now, your iron's going to be tested because you got so much to lose. You going to stand 10 toes down? Salute. I hope you do. You know what I mean? Now, for you motherfuckers that was around them, you supposed to protect and secure the bag. You ain't never supposed to throw the bag up. His name should never even be involved in none of this shit. But we already know how the game is played. Now, let's look at what Cass is actually being charged with. Cass himself is actually being charged with conspiracy. And boy, that's one hard charge to beat. He's being charged with conspiracy to commit racketeering, conspiracy with distribute a controlled substance, and firearm possession. Tell y'all something about conspiracy, man. See, they put the conspiracy on there because they really want to try to say that he was giving orders, that he was the one that was in charge. But see, they don't have to prove that he was the one that was in charge to convict him of a conspiracy. They only got to prove that he had knowledge of. And first they would start out by proving that he knew the people. Then they would try to prove that he knew what the people was involved in and engaged in. And see, they will use his past. And that's why a lot of these guys got to stop running around, especially telling their stories to all these media outlets, while you still running around the same people that's still involved in some of these activities, especially knowing that you involved in these activities. Sometimes you got to keep them stories away from the media. Now, that was GX News. Now, I catch y'all next time, the next live. Y'all already know what it is. If you fuck with a nigga, you fuck with a nigga, you dig? I'm out of here.